Hey y'all, it's Sarah. Welcome back to another stunning video. Today we're going to be showing you a retaining wall. The first thing that Brandon did, which was not videoed, was take apart pallets. Brandon essentially created this retaining wall with legs of pallets in 2x8 wood. So next he sanded down 3 separate legs. So he's going to stack 3 legs on top of each other and screw them together. In order to screw them together, Brandon used clamps on both sides and came into the legs with an angle so that it would go into both pieces of wood, basically both legs of the pallet wood. Next, Brandon used one of his biggest size drill bits to place holes in every single block of wood within the legs because he's going to use these holes as a way to secure the pallet wood to the ground and make it stay in place. Next, Brandon cut pallet wood to place on the 2 ends of the legs and the center of the leg, because this is going to be on the bottom of the wall, the retaining wall, and then it will have dirt placed on top to make the retaining wall stay in place. As Brandon was placing the retaining wall on the ground, he did his best to create a level ditch throughout the side of the concrete. Next, Brandon cut rebar with bolt cutters, as these are going to be placed in each hole of the retaining wall to again keep it all in place in the ground. Brandon repeated this process with remaining pallet wood legs all throughout the side of our concrete. We have a lot of concrete in our backyard, so this was basically intended to kind of split the yard into like a planter area and a concrete area. The most difficult part of this project was figuring out how to make the retaining wall curved like our concrete. It is not like a rectangle or square shape. Our concrete is curved. So Brandon had to make smaller legs, and then he used pallet wood to cover up the gaps where it does curve. Next, Brandon used 2x8 wood to cover up the top of the pallet wood. Now, this is where it gets hard for me to voice memo, not gonna lie. I do not really understand how angles work. I have a somewhat of an understanding. I will say this is probably one of the most challenging aspects of DIY. The angles and then anything related to drawers. So I'm not even going to try to sit here and explain to you all what Brandon did. Brandon and I are both visual learners, and we conceptualize things through visual, so we're both very hands-on people, which means that Brandon did not use a whole lot of math. He used a lot of visual to be able to create these angles. So I'm not sure that there's a way to explain that. We just, we're visual people. We conceptualize the world in that way. And it worked. I mean, Brandon was able to figure it out, so I'm proud of him. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but I love time lapse. I love being able to see like the process unfold, especially for tedious processes. It's very satisfying. The last step of this project was the stain and the polyurethane. So we decided to only stain the top of the retaining wall, and then once the stain was dry, we went back with polyurethane on the whole thing. I will say that I regret not staining the whole thing. We originally had the idea to only stain the top to give the retaining wall some like dimension and different color scheme. However, the bottom of the retaining wall has started to wear even with like the polyurethane. So Brandon and I are thinking about going back in the near future and staining the whole thing to make sure that it's all protected. Thanks for watching another stunning video. We will see you all next week. Hope you have a good week.